Thanks for watching. We are proud to present to you this 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4-wheel drive. Here we are inside the Grand Cherokee and we have a lot of ground to cover. As you notice, the speedometer looks slightly different than the tach and the other gauges. This is because the speedometer there in the center is actually digital. It's not an analog gauge like the others. The others have physical needles, whereas the speedometer is all digital. It's all on a screen. And the great thing about that is that in the center there, you can see that we can actually scroll through different menus here. And it shows up right in that driver information screen. So you can control settings, USB, music, information about your trip, fuel economy, range, the terrain you're driving on, vehicle height, and when your next maintenance is due. Before we move on, I'm going to show you one more thing on the screen. As you change the four-wheel drive options of this vehicle, you'll see that it displays a picture allowing you to see what you've done in the controls. So sand, rocks, it will show in the picture what you've told the vehicle to do. Now, moving on to the steering wheel, down here is how I'm controlling that unit, as well as your hands-free here and your voice communication with the vehicle so that you can give it basic commands like answer a phone call or phone book. On the other side, you have your cruise control. Behind, you can see the shifter paddles on either side. And behind, at 9 and 3, right back here, there are buttons on the rear of the wheel to control the stereo. So when you're holding the wheel at 9 and 3, you can control using these fingers the toggle up and down for the stereo station, media device, and volume. Moving down here, you have your power locks, windows, and mirrors, your light adjustment. Panning across to the center stack, you have one of the largest touch screens available on the vehicle. This guy here gives you full functions over your AM, your FM, and your integrated satellite radio. You can connect to different media devices, SD card, Bluetooth, or an auxiliary device. Here you also have your full climate controls for your seat and your dual zone climate. Here it gives you soft buttons, which mean that they're on the screen. Down here you can pair a phone, do Bluetooth music or make calls, and control many settings about the vehicle so that you can have it set up just the way you like. Everything from having the lights stay on when you lock the vehicle to making it beep or not beep when you lock and unlock. So down here you actually have your hard buttons. So we saw the soft buttons up here for your climate control. Well, down here they're duplicated in hard buttons. This way you have quicker access to your climate control and volume and station rather than going through the soft menus here on the screen. So it's great to have both options because sometimes you're buried in a menu and it's really complicated to get out. So for us older people, it's better to have all the hard buttons available right there when you need them. Down here, it actually gives you an eco mode, so the vehicle can drive in eco mode. It's a great function, saves a bunch of gas, manual shut off for your traction control, and you can turn on and off your blind spot monitoring. Down here, hidden in this compartment, you have SD card plug-in, USB plug-in, auxiliary plug-in, and a power source. Now down here, besides your shifter, you also have that control we were looking at before on the screen as I was toggling it between the different drive modes. Here is how you change those drive modes. Using this wheel, you pick the terrain type that you'll be driving on, and the vehicle will automatically adjust. You also can force it into four-wheel drive low and prepare it for downgrade. And in here in the center console, you also have another plug-in for charging your various devices. As we pan up, you can see that it's got quite a lot of luxury trim, chrome, and it's got wood all in here, as well as a full leather interior. This is the limited edition of the Jeep Grand Cherokee, so it gives you options like the 20-inch rims, Goodyear all-season tires. You got the spoiler off the back, dual exhaust, limited and 4x4 badges, and a power liftgate. It goes both up and down with control from the remote. You have a cargo cover to protect all your things in the trunk, as well as a subwoofer as part of the audio package, and two plug-ins for coolers or other devices charging. You of course have a full-size spare tire, jack, and wheel locks in the back. As we move into the back seat of this Grand Cherokee Limited, here on the center stack we can see it's got a few rear options, like heated rear seats for the rear passengers, as well as USB power point plug-ins to charge things like your iPhone or other smartphone. Down here, of course, you have your power point for other devices, such as a laptop. The back seats are equipped with child safety locks, so the doors can only be opened from the outside if you have small children. You got power windows, they are tilted, and the back seat is a 60-40 rear split. They fold flat for more cargo storage, and the center armrest folds down, of course, for some cup holders. This Jeep Limited is looking sharp on those 20-inch rims. Of course, in the front, you've got the fog lights, the HID lights with LED integration, front tow hooks, all packed with that V6 power and great fuel economy.